Welcome to turn 5. And I assume you've come back to this new video because you want to see how this game ends. Well, in turn 5, quite a bit happened. In the Pacific, for the Southern Pacific, America took back Australia for the Brits from the Japanese. They have Solomon Islands, and they decide to take the Caroline Islands. There's a good reason for this. Because since they have this for their bonus, but if the Allies control something that the Japanese originally controlled, the Brits, they get a bonus. Japan has had that scientist the whole game, hasn't gotten a technology yet. America's been doing really bad on their war bond rules. It's not a very good technology game this time. The Japanese Navy is everywhere. They came up, took Soviet Far East. They're down here, over in Australia. They're everywhere. The British are trying to build a little Indian fleet of their own, with a cruiser, destroyer, sub, and transport. Anglo-Egyptian Sudan has still held out because the Italians spent their turn kicking the Americans out of Morocco, Algeria, and they took Gibraltar. But there are only 2 U-boats now, because the American destroyer, that's a new one, but an old one came down and sank one of them. So they won't be as much of a problem later. The Germans got bombed pretty bad in Europe. And Soviets took Finland and Belarus, I can't remember which one it is, as an offensive move to thwart the capture of Caucasus. They were able to get Belarus back, but Finland, they weren't so lucky. The Germans tried to build a navy, but the Brits came and destroyed it again. The RAF is slowly recovering. So Italy's doing pretty good. Germany, they've been doing good. America now has 2 scientists. But other than that, not much has happened. Stay tuned for round 6 coming up next. Welcome to round 6, and let's start off again in the Pacific. Not much has really happened here, other than the British came in to the sea zone, dropped off, came out, and took French Indochina with some force, though it will most likely be taken back next turn. Though they don't have any more transports because the Americans took all their stuff from the Caroline Islands and brought it to the Philippines. There was also a big sea battle that they also won, killing their transport, the Japanese transport. Other than that, not much has been happening. These people just have been moving up to Solomon Islands. Over in Europe, though, the Germans are obviously getting prepared for another attack. And Italy managed to break through Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, and so now they are rampaging through Africa, just as it was looking up for the Brits. America did not try and make a landing this time because they didn't have a transport. But oh what? There are no more subs here. Well, there was a destroyer here, and the 2 subs tried to attack it. But they killed the destroyer, but the destroyer killed both of them. It was multiple rounds. But yeah, so that was lucky. So now they've got a new American fleet, and it probably won't get beat. So, Italians are in some trouble. Other than that, nothing else really happened. So, stay tuned for round 7. Hello, welcome back to turn 7, and first let's start with the Pacific. The Americans brought their fleet back up to the western United States. I can't remember. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. They still are holding the Caroline Islands, and Solomon Islands, which give these a bonus for them, and the Caroline Islands gives the Brits a bonus since it was originally held by Japan. Japanese retook French Indochina. They are completely out of the Soviet Union now, as you can see. Japan still has not successfully done a research role. And I think that this turn was the turn where they retook the Philippines. China's still building up. And speaking of the Soviets are having a build-up here. Wonder where that's going. In Stalingrad, in the Caucasus, it got traded. It went from the Soviets invaded, and then the Germans reinvaded. Now they've basically used up all their backup troops, so their garrisons are empty. See how that plays out. They sent a troop, one tank, down to Africa to, I guess, get in on all these IPCs that India is getting. Not to be unfair, India tried shipping an infantry over, yet it just got destroyed. But not without destroying a fighter. So that was surprising. I think the Americans are here to stay this time in Morocco, Algeria. Because there are no more U-boats. Italy's main forces are down here. It's their turn to stay. And the UK plans to ship more troops down there before Italy's turn. So I think Italy has hit its peak, or it was very close to that, because it really just has nowhere to go from here. Other than that, not much happened. Still, war bonds is the only technology. So we'll see you for round 8. Hello and welcome to turn 8. And let's see what has been happening. In the Pacific, Caroline Islands are still under American control. The Japanese took the Solomon Islands. They also took Yunnan. America's now have the Wake Island. Has Wake Island. And has taken it with sea authority. And nobody's gotten their tech roles yet. Chinese are not looking well. Probably about to get destroyed. Norway has been taken by the Soviet Union. So that's a really big thing. Though they did have to spend a lot of all their IPCs reinforcing Kazakh, USSR. Then over here, in North Africa, the British came down and have a force that seems ready to attack, and the Americans used their transport to get some people up to Gibraltar and built a transport over there. So I think that there will be a consistent ferry to Africa, and India brought a lot of troops over, fortified Rhodesia, and took Italian Africa back from the Italians. So that's good for them. Otherwise, the war is still raging on. In Europe, it's not looking as good for the Axis as they wish, but they are still trying and could make a comeback. In the Pacific, the Americans have been very annoying to the Japanese, yet, especially in the South, they are very much heard as ruling. So, see how this ends in the next video. Oh yes, sorry for you guys didn't end yet. I forgot to say, I only have 2 Axis and Allies games. Anniversary in 1942, 2nd edition. But if you want to see some 1914, which is a World War I version of the game, here is another YouTube channel, Atri, I don't know how to pronounce their name, it's in Latin, but the videos are in English. I think it means green heart in Latin. But anyway, I'll put links to their channel in the description and in the comments, so you can see what they're about. Pretty cool channel. Now it's really the end of the video. Bye.